y'all?
No, it's welcome back. I say what up, Pooh. You stole part of my thing.
So you could have mixed it.
I know.
Play it cool,
I know. I should've been
bro.
cool. You said what up, y'all. I should have said,
I know.
welcome back, fools.
It did feel weird. I'm so off. I couldn't figure out what was off.
That's all right.
It's been one of those days.
Speaking of being off, we're going to talk about what it feels like when your vision, the dream that you've been working for, feels too far away. I think this is certainly an inevitable part of entrepreneurship, but even I think an inevitable part of anytime you're driven, anytime you're focused and you have grandiose goals, there is inevitably a time where it feels really far away. It feels like a lie. It feels like something you've told yourself. You've told those around you that it might not feel obtainable. You're like, I know I said that, but I don't know. I don't know if it's in the cards.
Everyone's gonna watch me fall on my face.
Yeah. And I think ultimately every visionary, again, every person who is striving hits this wall. You see what's possible, but the people around you are stuck. You feel stuck. It's unclear what the road looks like. You don't have a map because you're pushing for something big and scary and audacious. And so you're like, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's not in the cards. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't have the people, the resources, the time, the talent. So today we're going to unpack what that actually looks like. And we're going to bridge the gap between that frustration that you're feeling that comes up and what it takes to execute on your vision in hopes that we can flatten the learning curve and quiet that doubt, quiet that frustration, or put that frustration at ease a little bit for anyone who's feeling like that right now. And just because it's hard doesn't mean you're off track. You're not crazy. I just want people to hear that. If it's hard, that doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing. I think it's normal. And that gap is an inevitable part of the process. Building a toolbox and a mindset that allows you to navigate that is what's important. So we're going to dig into it today. But before we do, I'm sure you have a question for me.
I'm so glad you knew that, because I was like, I'm going to call him out if he tries to skip my damn question.
Moving along.
Yeah. Okay, great. My question is, what is the dream that you have accomplished or vision that you've accomplished that felt the furthest, but you did it?
I got this one locked and loaded.
I know.
We're coming off.
I figured.
I mean, come on, please. Give me something harder. No.
I wanted to give you a moment to celebrate.
Win.
Yeah.
I'm going to celebrate on the air. So we are coming off of Fresh, a weekend retreat that we just did for the Growth Circle, which is our health and fitness business accelerator program, where we are here to inspire, support, and help entrepreneurs in the health and wellness space win. And we just finished an incredible 3-day retreat with a room full of those exact people, those entrepreneurs who are hungry, they're humble, they're smart, they're ready to dig in and make their business a reality. And that has literally been nearly 2 decades in the making. I've been in the health and wellness space in different capacities, but ultimately for my entire career. And I've always wanted to figure out how to truly support others in this space, specifically other entrepreneurs, and help them accomplish their goals and stand beside them and support them and cheer them on and put them in front of other people that can do the same, that have similar experiences. And I've tried lots of different iterations, lots of times, on and off, trying to figure it out, actively trying to figure it out for the last decade. And we brought it together this weekend, and it was incredible. It far surpassed my expectations in terms of how I felt in that space. like I trusted that the experience would be great for the people involved because I trust in our ability to put that experience together. I underestimated how great it would feel for me to be a part of that experience with those people.
Mm.
And that vision for, uh, 20 years.
How much does it cost you?
How much does it cost me?
That vision.
Oh, money?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, Jesus, who knows? A lot, millions. Ultimately, I mean, like,
Yeah.
combined over the course of 2 decades in effort and pursuit of that and the investments I've made.
Like COVID crashed a literal attempt.
Yep. Had this similar event. It wouldn't have been as good. That's a whole nother podcast. But yeah, had this locked and loaded 5 years ago, non-refundable deposits, teams on board, hired people to execute on this, lots and lots of infrastructure, and global circumstances shut it down. Talk about it feeling like your vision's out of reach. I was like, that's literally the universe doesn't want me to do this. Like, I tried again. I got really close up until the week before we were supposed to do it. Years of work went into prepping this, building the partnerships, the relationships, the team, the people, the community to get them there. All of the parts. And it didn't happen. So, I mean, there's no better example in my life than a vision that for so long just felt like the like literal universe was conspiring against me. I was like, I keep putting in the effort and I keep getting shut down. Maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe this is not what I say. And I'm engaged in other things. But it was always in the back of my mind. I was just like, I still want this thing desperately because I believe in it and I know I can make an impact. And I believe that I'm meant to make an impact in that space. But yeah, I mean, a long time.
I feel like you and I have talked about how the gap between vision and execution is like the most painful. Why do you think that gap hurts so bad?
I think it hurts because you can see where you want to go, right? Like once you have the vision, you've imagined the scenario. You can see the mountaintop and you're just stuck. It feels literally like you're in a valley. You can see what's possible. You can see it play out in your mind. You can see the impact and the excitement and all of the things that vision will bring to you and those around you. And you're just stuck. And you're like, I can't work any harder. I can't come up with any more ideas. I can't, like, what else am I supposed to do to move the needle? And it feels like the mud just won't let you move.
So you can see it. You just can't accomplish it.
Yeah. You're like, I would run up there if I could, but I'm stuck. Like I have the energy, I have the excitement, I have the willpower, but here I am stuck in this mud looking up at the mountain. And I want to be up there, but I'm down here in this damn mud. And it creates when you're in that place, it creates so much tension and resentment and misalignment between the people around you, because the people around you are like, well, why aren't you moving? Like, why aren't you going? You're like, dude, I'm trying. Like, I'm trying as hard as I can.
Did anyone actually ask you that? Or is that like an internal voice? Do you think people actually notice?
I mean, it's certainly noticed when it, didn't happen 5 years ago. They're like, oh, I thought you were doing that retreat. I talked about it and they're like, oh, I saw those people on your team. And I was like, no, they're not with me anymore. Like that wasn't, it kept coming up.
Yeah. Okay. So it was like a real voice.
Yeah, for sure. I guess the vision is incredible. We need to have a vision. Visions are it's the legacy. But without strategy, it just creates frustration. And, the equation or the kind of two equations that I like to keep in mind are vision without strategy equals frustration. Strategy without vision equals burnout. So you got all the strategy in the world, but you don't know where you're going. So you work yourself to death in no particular direction with no particular deliverables or idea of what you're actually, so you can't see the mountaintop. You're like, I'm just going to keep running, right? Imagine if you just left and you went and ran and you had no idea where you're going to stop. And you're going to crash and burn eventually. And again, vision without strategy. So same thing. I can see where I'm going. I can see the mountaintop, but I have no idea how to get there. You're just going to get frustrated. You're like, I've been running forever. I thought I knew where I was going, but I can't find it. So I'd love for you to just help us understand how to bridge that gap. I've told my story, which, there will be lots of highs and lows en route to whatever the full expression of this vision looks like. But, I've it's one mountaintop. It's like a false peak.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, okay, but then there's more to go. And that's okay. I mean, I think we have to celebrate. We certainly should celebrate those false peaks along the way. But the goal is to try to bridge that gap, is to try to be less frustrated, be less stuck in the mud. And we certainly can do that. So how do we do that? Like, let's get out of the mud.
Yeah, I think one of the things, we both have many stories of this, and I am the vision fairy, so I feel like I get stuck here often. But I think the goal is to really lead from the middle. And what I mean by that is we have to look at where we're at. Like maybe we're not where we want to be, but we're also not where we were. And so I think if we can lead from where we're at, we can translate vision into micro wins. I love to celebrate.
You love a micro win.
I love a micro win. And not the bullshit. Here's the thing that I want everyone to understand in here. It is not a fake win. It is a micro win. You're not bullshitting yourself. Mm-hmm. You're actually celebrating the tangible steps you've taken. And maybe you're not where you want to go, but you're not where you were. So celebrate it and hold on to that. I think the second one that's really helped me and helps a lot of our clients is building short-term sprints that ladder up to the big picture. And being able to have those, I think through the last few years, we've learned that shorter term goals to help us accomplish when we get the big goal or the big picture goal and the vision, when we get to reverse engineer, I think that's really powerful. And I think it's needed more than we want to admit. I think sometimes we have these big goals and they're too lofty that we just can't get there, and we burn out before we can actually accomplish the goal, or we pivot too fast instead of just freaking tracking what's working. So I think that's the second one. And the last one I think is creating habits of progress, weekly wins, progress boards. We have a great roadmap. You know what? Can I share our flywheel?
Yes.
We have this new flywheel. If you come to our retreat, you will get the full blueprint. Our next one's in January. Shameless plug. We just created this flywheel. We've had this curriculum for a long time, and we use it with all of the companies we work with, and we use it ourselves. One of our team members calls a part of it a shitty reflection because she hates it so much. Because it's confronting, but we start with evaluation of where we're at. And then we look at goal setting and we go evaluation, then goal setting. We set a goal for 30 to 45 days and then we execute. So you take real actionable time and steps to understand how to accomplish that short-term goal again to get to your bigger vision. And then then you do a shitty reflection. As our amazing team member would say. And so and then you just start all over because it's a wheel and not a ladder. So then you start all over with that same process. And I think if you go through that process, you have that monthly or weekly pattern and routine. I think it just makes it all super doable, and you can focus more on the progress and where you're at in the progress versus being stuck in that gap and like experiencing that pain. So those are kind of my 3 ways to like move forward. How do you think you can avoid the visionary trap? Because I feel like there's this kind of trap that we get stuck in as visionaries. How do we avoid getting stuck in this trap where we're just super focused on the vision but not on the progress?
Yeah. It's super common, like you said. And I think anyone who has been responsible for, kind of casting the vision, sharing the vision, and keeping people aligned and connected to the vision has run into this inevitably. And there's a few things that we can do, or there's some traps that you can avoid that I want to share. And I just want you to, as you're listening to this, just think about if you've fallen into these traps so that you can recognize them and pivot away from them or avoid them altogether. So the first one is you blame your team for, and I'll use quotes, not getting it, right? This is the number one. I mean,
this is your number one.
This is yeah, right. Well,
I'm just kidding.
No, it's such like it is so much easier. And I think partly, human condition, it's so much easier to want to put that frustration on others versus own it. Yeah. Right. So instead of saying, I'm stuck in this gap, I'm in the mud, I'm in this tough place. No, that can't be right. I'm clear. I'm moving forward. I'm doing all the right things. They just don't get it.
I can't get people on board.
Yeah.
We always hear that.
Yeah. So first trap, blame people, your team, the people around you, whomever it is, for, in quotes, not getting it. Second one is you're constantly changing the plan. So you have your vision, but then you get scared or frustrated. You let all these internal dialogue and narrative that we talked about at the top of the episode, you let all that change what you're going after. You let it scare you. You start to make decisions from a place of scarcity, and then you start to change it. Okay, well, that's the vision, but then we're going to do this. We're going to get there this way. This is so the strategy starts to change wildly. So either it's the vision stays the same and the strategy to get there changes rapidly, or the vision itself changes. You pick a new mountaintop, right? And typically when you do that, or when we do that, is you dumb it down as well. You make it simpler. You make it less grandiose because you've been scared by the doubt that's crept in that says, I can't do this. It's too big. I'm not smart enough, whatever. Third final trap that I want you to think about is you get discouraged and you shrink the vision. So just like I was saying, if you're pulling it down, you're like, well, yeah, I guess that was too big, or maybe I can't do that, or maybe that was a dumb idea to begin with. There's nothing wrong with pivoting, but don't back off on your vision. Your vision is the big thing. Your vision is the thing that you are in service of your entire life. We describe it as the thing that's, it's 100 years out. Like it is bigger than you. It's bigger than where you're at right now. It's bigger than where you're going to be in 10 years. It's bigger than the people around you. It's bigger than the skills and the knowledge and the resources that you have available right now. Like that's why it's your vision. It's the thing that you're, until your last breath, work towards it. You're in service of it. And so if you find yourself getting discouraged, pulling back on that vision, shrinking your dream, your vision, your goals, I want to encourage you to think critically about that and ask yourself, is that a trap? Am I falling into this kind of classic visionary trap of, now I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm doubtful, all of the normal, again, narrative that I think that I'm confident all of us have been have experienced. Stay the course. There's beauty in wrestling through it. There's beauty in popping out the other side, even if it takes you 20 years. it's worth the fight if it's something that you truly believe in. And so just want to encourage everyone to combat that. If you find yourself in those traps, or maybe even when you find yourself in those traps, stay consistent, recast your vision often, reconnect, make sure that it is in front of you and you're casting that vision, you're connected to it, you understand why it matters. And then, like you said, celebrate small wins, celebrate small movements, small victories, incremental progress in the direction of your vision. Because again, it's not a one and done. It's huge. And it should be. And I think that's great. So you got to celebrate incremental movements, small wins, and stay the course.
The celebrating small movements. I know I talk about celebration all the time, but even hearing you say that, I'm like, baby steps. So in light of my frustration with celebrating the small wins, because I love the top of the mountain, guess what time it is?
Leadership challenge.
Ding, 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 ding.
Nice role reversal.
We traded.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want my ding, ding, ding back. It's more fun.
It's way less fun for me. And everybody hates both sides because I have a pitchy voice. So you're welcome. Okay, so your leadership challenge today is recast the vision, like Taylor said. Do it often. If you have a team, recast the vision to them every week. If you do not have a team, or your family, your spouse, whatever that is, that you're working on someone, if you're solo running at something, write it down every single week. Get it in front of you. That is really important. And there's tons of science in front of that. And then break it down into one thing you can execute on right now. If you've come to any of our events, which we have lots of them in Denver, if you've come to any of our events or retreats, we talk about this all the time. If you focus on everything, you will accomplish nothing. So pick one thing you can break it down, you can take action on and execute right now. So recast the vision every single week and then take action. And if you don't have those two things clear, you need to get it clear. And just remember that vision gets realized in layers. It's like cake. It's really delicious.
I love it.
It's like cake. So stack one thing at a time. And then over the course of 2 decades, if you're like Taylor and I, you will have this big, beautiful vision with lots of layers and so much sweetness and so much flavor. So, Taylor, if people want to get clear on what they're driving towards, what opportunities do we have for them right now?
So many. First and foremost, you can find us at impactinitiative.network. See what we're up to. Drop us a note. Let us know what's working. Share with us what's not. We'd love to support you. And always tons of resources on there too. Blog, this podcast. So if you're just looking for another home base for ways to engage in leadership, how to think about yourself as a leader, how to work with your team, communication, all the things we talk about on this podcast, you can go to impactinitiative.network. And we have our upcoming events in October. We are going to be on the 22nd and 23rd of October this month. The 22nd is our Health and Fitness Business Roundtable. This thing is picking up steam. We got tons of great people in the room. We just wrapped up our last one, our one for September. Last week, we had 50 people in the room sharing ideas. And it was epic. Everyone literally stopped me and said afterwards, this is the most impactful thing that I've been to. It's the best networking experience. I can't believe I haven't known about this sooner. So if you're anywhere close to Denver or you want to get on an airplane, I promise you it is worth your time. It's a free event. That is October 22nd, Wednesday. And the 23rd, we're doing the hub. So that is the Service Hub network for trades and services industries, free networking event, place to connect, learn, grow, flatten the learning curve for your business if you're trying to grow your team. And then we'll go ahead and put it out there. We've locked in dates for our next retreat for the Growth Circle, which again is our health and fitness accelerator program where we're working with entrepreneurs in that industry. We're going to be doing that in the end of January, so the last weekend in January. And we'll be releasing details on that very, very soon. But go ahead, mark your calendars, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to have lots of great information coming on that, lots of cool content. And so if you're in that space, stay tuned. This is not one to be missed. And if you need anything in the meantime, again, you can find us on impactinitiative.network. And until then, we'll see you next time on Impact Minded.
Bye, y'all.